The Analects of Confucius, Chapter 19. 19.1 Xiao said, "The she who encounters danger ready to sacrifice, sees gain mindful of righteousness, sacrifices with reverence, mourns with grief. Such conduct may stand." 19.2 Xiao said, "Holding fast to virtue without broadening it, trusting the way without firm conviction. How can such be deemed existent? How can such be deemed non-existent?" 19.3 Xia's disciples asked Xiao about friendship. Xiao said, "What does Xiao say?" They replied, "Xiao says, befriend the acceptable, reject the unacceptable." Xiao said, "This differs from my teaching. The noble man honors the worthy, yet tolerates all, applauds the good, yet pities the incapable. If I am greatly worthy, what cannot I tolerate? If I am unworthy, others will reject me. How shall I reject others?" 19.4 Xiao said, "Even minor arts possess worth. A distant pursuits may clog vision, thus the noble man does not practice them." 19.5 Xiao said, "He who daily recognizes his shortcomings and monthly remembers his capacities may be called devoted to learning." 19.6 Xiao said, "Learn broadly with steadfast purpose. Question earnestly, with close reflection human goodness lies herein." 19.7 Xiao said, "Artisans dwell in workshops to perfect crafts. The noble man studies to penetrate the way." 19.8 Xiao said, "Petty faults inevitably expose themselves." 19.9 Xiao said, "The noble man undergoes 3 transformations: distant solemn, near gentle, speaking firm." 19.1 Xiao said, "The noble man gains trust before imposing labors, else he is deemed harsh. Gains trust before remonstrating, else he is deemed slanderous." 19.11 Xiao said, "He who holds to great virtue trespasses not minor boundaries." 19.12 Xiao said, "Xia's disciples excel at sweeping, responding, reception, and advancement, but these are basics. What of essentials?" Xiao heard this. "Alas! You err. The noble man's way. What is taught first? What last, like plants differentiated by category? Must the way deceive? Only the sage comprehends beginning and end." 19.13 Xiao said, "Officials should excel at duties. Students should devote to learning." 19.14 Xiao said, "Mourning should extend to grief no further." 19.15 Xiao said, "My friend Xiao accomplishes much yet lacks human goodness." 19.16 Zhengzi said, "Xiao's imposing manner difficult to practice beside him." 19.17 Zhengzi said, "I heard the master say, man's utmost expression flows not from mourning." 19.18 Zhengzi said, "I heard the master say, Meng Zhongzi's filial piety surpasses others. He retained his father's ministers and upheld his father's policies." 19.19 The Meng family appointed Yang Fu as chief judge. Yang Fu consulted Zhengzi. Zhengzi said, "Those above lost the way. The people long strayed. When uncovering truth, show compassion more, not guilt." 19.20 Zi Gong said, "Zhou's wickedness never matched Ji's infamy. Thus the wise avoid falling. The foolish bind themselves." 19.21 Zi Gong said, "The noble man's faults resemble eclipses. All see when they occur. All gaze when corrected." 19.22 Gongsun Xiao of Wei asked Zi Gong, "From whom did Zhongmi learn?" Zi Gong said, "The way of Wen and Wu persists. The wise grasp its essence, the foolish its dregs. None lacks the way. How should the master lack teachers?" 19.23 Shu Sun Wu Shu told court officials, "Zi Gong surpasses Zhongni." Zi Fu Jingbo reported this. Zi Gong said, "Consider palace walls. My wall reaches shoulders peering, reveals dwellings. The master's wall stands many fathoms. None see ancestral temples' beauty without entering. Few find the gate. Does the minister not speak truth?" 19.24 Shu Sun Wu Shu slandered Zhongmi. Zi Gong said, "It is futile. Zhongni cannot be defamed. Others' worth are hills surmountable. Zhongni is sun and moon unreachable. Though one sought to sever himself from them, how harms he sun and moon? It merely reveals his ignorance." 19.25 Qin Ziying told Zi Gong, "You humble yourself. Does Zhongni surpass you?" Zi Gong said, "The noble man speaks one word revealing wisdom or ignorance. Words cannot be careless. The master cannot be equaled, as heaven cannot be scaled by stairs. Were he ruler of a state, he would establish through propriety, guide through righteousness, reassure through trust, attract the people like rushing streams. How can he be surpassed?"